So this video here is for Reward Audacity. Um, I don't want to sound like weird or anything, but I've listened to you for a long time. Always liked what you had to say. Not just this channel, but I've listened for 3 channels you had before. So now we get that out of the way. I want to go back to kind of the Sunday fun kind of stuff because that's where my head's at a lot of times, which is probably says something about my personality. But you were talking about a '49 Ford and your Model A, and I'm not telling you what to do; they're yours. But I wanted to throw some ideas out there. And I get where you're going with it. I think there's the spirit of what you want to do, and then the historical accuracy of what you want to do. I think that a guy could get a '49 Ford without an engine, and go and take that 350 out of your Model A and put that in that '49 Ford. And yeah, it's not historically accurate, but the spirit of what you're trying to do is there. And the other thing, when it comes to transmission, there's 2 options here that I think are pretty cool. And kind of this comes down to a little bit of country boy ingenuity, which would be kind of, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but in the movie Thunder Road, Robert Mitchum's little brother was kind of the mechanic who got everything going, and you kind of want to replicate that. I think. I don't know. And there's 2 transmissions that stick out to me. Both of them would be around in that kind of late 50s, early 60s time frame you're trying to shoot for. One is the heavy-duty Ford 4-speed, or the heavy-duty 4-speed. Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors all made them, but it's the 4-speed with the bull low. It was like a 3-speed with a really low, and they had like the cast iron slave cylinder for the clutch outside the bell housing, and they're a really heavy built transmission, which I could see some Ridge Runner kind of slapping that together just because he knew it wouldn't leave him out on the road and hold back a really powerful engine at the time. The only problem is they don't like to shift real fast. So there is that. The other option is General Motors made an automatic, and I get it, you're not a big fan of automatics, but hear me out. General Motors made a 2-speed Power Glide. It was the toughest transmission I think ever made. They weren't made for very long, maybe 5 or 10 years. They're kind of hard to find now because a lot of dirt track stock car racers used to scoop them up before there was specific transmissions for that. And I mean, they're tough, but I mean, you run those things every weekend in low gear to the boards all the time. They're mechanical. They eat each other after a while. So I mean, there's that, and then now you're going, well, what do I do with the Model A Roadster? This is kind of a neat idea, and maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But hear me out. You want to run this thing on the snow. Now you're more of a marine guy than I am, but I mean, I grew up around snowmobiles, so this is kind of a thing. You could put a really big, and I don't know how big of a 2-stroke you could get. And I get it, the environmental people are like, no 2-strokes, but you could get a big 2-stroke, and that would run like a champ in the cold weather. And then you could make that up with whatever you wanted, rather that be like a motorcycle transmission or a snowmobile clutch or whatever. So that's some options for what to do with those vehicles. Also, too, I like the idea you were talking about that Lincoln luxury sports coupe. I would be interested in seeing that. I never really thought about those a whole lot till you talked about them, but they were pretty cool. I remember them. Anyway, take care.